Hi and welcome. Today's class is a gentle, slow Vinyasa flow. So we're not going to go too hard, but we're still going to work through our whole body. So we're going to start seated. Come to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. And first just reach your arms up and a little stretching, just so you can sit a little taller. And then close your eyes. Start breathing through your nose. And slowing your breath down, softening it. Let your belly be nice and soft. And let your chin come down to your chest. Circle your neck. Change direction. And come to center. And then circle your torso. Making the movement nice and big so you get that movement into your belly, into your spine. Change direction. And come to center. And reach your arms up. Exhale, take your right hand over to your left knee. Make sure you got all that length in your spine so you're sitting up nice and tall, bringing the length into the twist. Come back to center, reach your arms up. And exhale, twist to the other side. Come back to center, reach your arms up. And come on to all four. And lift your palms to that first row of knuckles. Get a little stretch into your hands. Lower back down. And lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Turn your hands around so your fingertips are pointing towards your legs. Lean back. to center. And start moving through your cat-cow. Nice and slow movement. And add whatever you feel needs to be added. And then tuck your toes. Come sitting onto your heels. Even if it's a little uncomfortable in the feet, this is good for us. Interlace your hands behind you and reach your hands down towards the ground, chin to chest. Shoulders away from the ear. And release, untuck your toes. Come sitting onto your heels, lean back. Maybe your shins are lifting off the mat, maybe not. Whatever stretches the front of your feet and ankles. And come back down, tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back, keep your knees bent. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, rolling forward, lower your hips, open up your chest. And slowly roll back up. Again, bending your knees, go deep and roll forward. And back. And find that first down dog. Walk it out, fidget, whatever feels necessary today. And then step your feet off the mat. Walk your hands back a little. Come into a wide-legged downward facing dog. And get up on your fingertips. Get a little extra shoulder opening here. It doesn't have to be stagnant. So if a little bit of movement feels good, go for it. And then step your feet back, walk your hands forward, and then walk your feet to the front of your mat. Come into a ragdoll forward fold. And just hang in. And slowly roll up. Come all the way up to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank pose. And come all the way down onto your belly. And then take your right arm out to the side. Bend the elbow 90 degrees. Take your right cheek to the ground. Press away with your left hand. Come into a little pec minor stretch. Come back to center. Other side. And come back to center. Hands by your chest, roll up into a cobra. Exhale, come back down. And take a few more, just follow your own breath. Make sure those shoulders doesn't slide up to your ears. And next time you come down, tuck your toes, lift back up into a plank pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step forward, lower that back knee, reach your arms up, come into a lunge. And feel free to explore the lunge, go a little deeper. And then reach your left arm forward and across. So you get the length coming with you into this little twist. Press that right palm into your left palm. You can go a little deeper. And come back to center. Half split. Pulling that right thigh bone into your hip socket, lengthen the spine. Remember, this is not about, can I get my nose down to my shin? Imagine the belly moving or melting onto your thigh. And if you've got really tight hamstrings, remember, you can always put a little bend in the knee, that's fine. And then I want you to start flexing and bending, or flexing and pointing the foot. It's a little nerve flossing. Getting that sciatic nerve moving. And bending the front knee, come into a lizard. Your variation, so you get to decide what feels good today. Put some movement into it. And then step back to plank pose. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Step forward, lower that back knee. Reach your arms up. And again, maybe explore the lunge a little. And then reach your right arm over and across. Bring the length into your twist. Come back to center. Straighten that front leg. And again, starting off with flexing the foot, pulling that left thigh bone into your hip socket, lengthen the spine. And then do this little nerve floss exploration. Most of you guys know now, muscles like to be stretched, nerves like to be flossed or moved. So when we add these little movements into our stretching, it just means we're doubling up, going double duty. And then bend the front knee, come into lizard. And step back to plank pose. Vinyasa. Take one step forward and then walk your hands back to your feet. So you kind of meet on the middle of the mat. And I want you to toe heel your feet a little wider, toes slightly pointed out to the sides. And then lower your butt down, come into a malasana, yogi squat. And we're aiming for the heels to be on the mat. If they're not, don't worry. Doesn't make you a bad person. You're good. Just means you got some tightness in your ankles, your shins. And that's okay. And then I want you to slowly let your butt come down to the ground. Lift your feet up so you find that little balance on your butt. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers and lift your chest. So you want to keep that lifted chest and a nice long spine. So what you don't want to happen is this collapse of the lower back and you're just hanging out like this. So keep lifting. And then slowly start lifting your legs. And you're only going to lift or straighten your legs and lift your legs to the extent that you can still keep that nice straight spine. So however far you can go. And maybe you can straighten your legs completely. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. That's not the purpose of it. So keep lifting that chest. Pull your arms back into your shoulder sockets. And then gently release your feet and try and hold wherever you are. Keep lifting your chest. And then slowly bend your knees again. Cross your shins. Roll forward. And back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Step forward, come into a lunge. Back knees off this time. And inhale, cactus arms. Lift your heart. Breathe into the front. Exhale, take your right arm underneath the left, come into eagle arms, and now take a deep inhale into your back. So as you inhale, you feel your shoulder blades separate, a little bit of space being created in between those back ribs. And then step forward, come into eagle pose. And play with your balance here. So maybe sit down a little lower, maybe lift your arms a little. It's the worst thing that can happen. You're going to lose balance, so what? Slowly unfurl and step back into a warrior two. Keep pressing into that back foot. Find a little softness in your shoulders. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Exhale. Windmill down. Left hand to the mat. Reach your right arm up. Revolved lunge. And lower your right hand down, lower your back knee, come into lizard pose. Step back to plank pose. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step forward. Come into your lunge. Cactus arms. Open up the front. Exhale, left arm goes underneath the right. Open up the back. Step forward. Wobble, wobble. Come into eagle pose. Unfurl. Step back into warrior two. Remind yourself to still breathe through the nose. You have to build up a little bit of heat, and your instincts might tell you to start breathing through the mouth. I want you to override that. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill down. Revolved lunge. And take the left hand down, come into lizard. Step back to plank pose. Vinyasa. And look forward. Walk to the front of your mat. Bend your knees, get up on your tippy toes, come into a toe balance. And slowly lower your heels down to the mat, lower your butt down to the mat, lower your back down to the mat. And activate through your feet. Activate the back of your shoulders into the mat. Feel that lift of the upper spine, and then lift up into a bridge pose. Slowly lower down. Keep that natural curve in your spine. And when you're ready, lift back up into the bridge pose. Remember, your whole back body is lifting you. You're extending the front body. And slowly lower back down. One last back bend. Maybe it's a full wheel for you. If you're feeling that today, go for it. Or another bridge pose. And slowly lower down. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then grab your thigh, come into a reclined pigeon. And release. Other side. And gently release. Take both of your knees to your chest, curl into a ball. And then take your arms out to the side. And let both of your legs come over to one side. Recline twist. And come back to center. Other side. And come back to center. Find your Shavasana. Relax your body, relax your breath, and of course stay here as long as you need. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.